just do them all.
Wasn't.
Yeah, the WD-40, they're right there. You could just.
I could have, yeah, easily.
Oh yeah, I lubricated your chain yesterday. Do you have chain lube?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good to lubricate it and clean it.
I was thinking about the fork seals yesterday.
Don't think about the fork seals.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to.
Oh yeah, they're leaking. Well, they
They're
weren't
not
leaking.
They're just. It looks like the rubber's kind of rotting.
That sucks. I have something at my house that's for rubber rejuvenation on vehicles. It'll soften it for the time being if you wanted to hold off on it.
I'm not like. I was gonna wait till next year anyway.
Yeah, but you don't want those to start leaking. You can't wait if they start leaking.
Hopefully the season's over.
But what if it's not?
Then I'm fucked. I'll still use it.
No.
No,
Bad
no,
idea.
the
Reseal or whatever they
the
call it. It's called
rejuvenation
reseal.
liquid.
Yeah, people spray it on their suspension parts, the rubber suspension parts, and it like kind of, I don't know, softens it. Makes it not so cracky. I wonder why they cracked.
Because it's old. It's a 2008. I bet they've never been replaced.
You know the reason I had to redo my fork seals?
Is it because you guys strapped it down too hard?
Mm-hmm. And it didn't hit me till probably like a year after. Like, hey.
Nice.
Fucking told you, dude.
So wait, so when you strapped it down, you compressed the suspension?
Yeah, so there's like a bar end strap integrating thing. Like two things went over the bars, handlebars, with a strap on either side. It came with the bike. And when we strapped that down, it compressed the front suspension really hard. And also pinned the throttle without me knowing it the whole way back. So when I turned the bike on, remember I was like, it scared the shit
Oh,
out
you
of me.
didn't even know.
I had no idea. Is it bad to pin a throttle? I wonder if it floods anything.
I have no idea.
I don't think it is. Because I know like people like fuck with their throttles when the bike's off all the time.
I do. I'm always.
I wonder if that's bad. So I remember seeing like that's bad, but I don't know why. If the bike's off, why would fluid be moving around your throttle tube while your bike is off? I don't know.
I probably do a lot of shit to my bike that isn't great for it.
I don't know. Oh, I worked out before I came here, and I felt so crappy. Why? It had to be the food.
It was 100% the food.
It fucked me
It's
up.
like a greasy, salty mess, but it tastes so good.
I know, but holy crap.
That's
I had
why
to stop.
I'm pretty specific about what I eat before I work out.
I don't like to have a full stomach. I used to. Not a full stomach, but I used to like to eat before I worked out, like a big meal.
I don't need a big meal.
Wait like 30 minutes. I just like to be loaded. Well, I used to like being loaded of like carbs and stuff, but not anymore. I hate going on a full stomach.
A full stomach, no way.
It's horrible.
I'll have new recipe dropped. You like avocado?
I never really had avocado. I have had avocado, but on like a sandwich. Never like alone. I don't know what
This
it tastes
isn't-
like.
Low key. I wouldn't say it's alone. So you get like 2 pieces of your desired bread. I use Texas toast, white, the processed bullshit.
Toasted?
Oh yeah, I toast
Okay,
it.
that's good.
Toast it, and then put some guac on there, on both slices. Red pepper flakes.
You're eating like a rich French person.
I know.
Where's a scarf?
1 twist of pink Himalayan rock salt,
One twist.
uncrushed,
Wow.
and then a slice of ham, and top it with egg whites. That shit is so good.
You like say bonjour
That-
before you eat?
I should. That's been my pre-workout meal all last week.
Pre-workout is how far before your gym?
30 minutes.
That's pretty quick.
30
I don't
or
think
40.
I couldn't do that. I give myself like an hour and a half minimum. I had such a bad workout. I feel so crappy for it. I hate when I do that. Because like I can't work out tomorrow because I'll be with her all day. Almost all day.
Force her to go to the gym and sit there.
It'd be hilarious. Sit there and fucking watch.
So you just sit there. It'll be about an hour or so.
No, I'd be insecure because there are other muscular men there. So I'd tell her to close her eyes.
Wear this blindfold the whole time.
Why? Because I said so.
It's dangerous in there. I
Yeah.
want you to see all the gruesome stuff.
There's bad things happening here. Yeah. So we had a interesting political week,
No,
to
it's
say the
like,
least.
it was like a one-day thing.
It was, but then he had some interesting things to say yesterday. Our president.
Was that the? I went to bed last night and I read those.
He did the other one. Another one. Now I'm Joe Biden.
Well, there was the. He called Kamala Harris Vice President Trump.
You see the pictures of Trump and Harris combined?
Yeah, that's nasty. And he said he was introducing Zelensky, and he introduced him as Putin.
Yeah, and Zelensky was just like, "I'm better than that."
Good save by Zelensky.
Yeah, I guess so.
But man, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough.
I bet Putin was thinking with his perfectly crafted Zelensky mask on. Fuck, how did he know? Yeah, that's wild. It's almost like, oh, and then today he had another one. It was real quick. I'll show you. He was reading off the teleprompter again, and he read the what it said. Again, he always does that. It's so funny. He said something about like South Korea and North Korea, and then the teleprompter or something in his ear was saying like, "What are we gonna do?" Like that's what he was supposed to answer.
He said, "What are we gonna do?"
Yeah, it's really funny looking. Not looking, but like here, listen. Where the fuck's it at? And they say it looks like he saw a ghost. It's just funny.
I'm going to go to South Korea. We're going to get the chip. What are you doing? I'm going to get Japan and Korea. I'm going to go to South Korea.
What the fuck is going
South
on?
Korea, we're gonna chip. What are you doing?
Yikes, man!
I get
don't
like
know.
slip ups happen, but
That's bad. That's bad.
yeah, introducing a world leader that we're supporting as another world leader that they're in a war against,
The
that
direct
most
enemy.
of the world hates, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
And introducing your vice president as your opponent in the presidential race,
In the span of about 10 minutes.
right?
And that was the opening. His opening line was actually about the President Trump thing. That was like the first 10 seconds of things he said.
That's rough.
Yeah, that's how he started. I was watching some of his speeches from 2020 when he was running, and although he was definitely still babbling, he was more coherent significantly. I find that degradation interesting.
That's kind of what I was just thinking. I would be interesting to see you kind of already did it, a direct comparison from him when he came into office versus now.
Well, big difference, for sure. Even physically looking. Even
He
for
does
4
look
years.
like
Looks
a
like he's
lot
90.
older.
Yeah, but so did Obama.
The presidency that's a stressful job. I can see it would age anybody.
I know this is a stupid question, and I know it's stressful, but what is stressful? For Joe Biden, what do you think what is stressful about it to him? Just the public appearances? Because I don't really think he's doing anything outside of public appearances and meetings.
I feel like he has a hand in things more so than what people say. I know the thing a lot of people say is he's not running the show. He's just the puppet. And he's the face of it all. But I bet I think he does have a say in things and has to make decisions. And anything that is going on in the world, someone's briefing him on it at all times. So
That's
you're probably
annoying.
hearing horrendous shit every single day. And they're like, okay, well, how are we going to respond to this? He's like, I don't fucking know.
He was complaining, him and his wife were complaining about him, well, mainly his wife, him not getting enough sleep, and that's why he's been messing up so much. So, she said something about his bedtime being at 11, and he needs to be asleep by 11, and he's really sharp at 8 in the morning. You see that?
Yeah, I thought I saw something like that.
He's really sharp at 8.
He won't do interviews after 9 p.m. or something.
Yep, and his wife said he's really sharp at 8 o'clock, and then one of the people in the room asked a question of well, what happens if a nuclear missile is launched at 11 p.m.? Is the president going to be coherent?
Well, it's going to have to wait till 8 a.m.
It was the AOC doing the meeting, and she just looked at him and walked off the stage. Crazy world. Crazy.
It is. And I feel like it's always been crazy. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think it's too much different than
I think
some
this
other point
is
in America's history.
Yeah, I'm sure there's been it's like a roller coaster. Some elections are tame, some are not. Some people are normal, some people are not. Well, we got Trump, the greatest felon there ever was. The CIA says so. Greatest felon.
I don't
You gotta
think he's
do
the
it in his
greatest
voice.
felon.
Well, he thinks he is.
His felonies are kind of mid.
Well, he thinks he's the greatest felon. Just ask him. You got Biden, who can't remember his own name, and then you got brainworms. You know what I mean? Like,
fella.
you got 3 fucking idiots going to bat, and you're just like, what? Come on.
This is what we got. This is the best our population of 300 million can do.
I'm gonna change.
Let's go to South Korea and chip and. What
Dude,
are
I
you doing?
can't listen to him. That's what fucks him up. I can't listen to Kennedy talk for more than 5 minutes, or else I get like frustrated. It makes me feel like I want to cough.
That's the thing I was saying last time we were here. You want someone to sound powerful, and he doesn't.
It makes me want to cough.
Dude,
For him.
Clear your throat.
Like, oh, come on, get it out. I don't know.
I'm going to run when I'm 35. 2037. Catch me on the
Well,
presidential ballot.
you're too normal at this point. You gotta be an idiot.
There's still plenty of time to like
Top tier idiot.
go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, you're right.
I just got to get a cult following.
Tap into the anime community.
The weebs will save us.
You already won with it.
I wonder how many weebs are going to be eligible to vote in 2037.
I bet it's gonna. I think that that culture is gonna grow a lot over it. I mean, it has been growing, but I mean, over the next like 5 years.
It's already grown substantially.
Yeah, I think as more people. I wonder if it goes hand in hand with the fact that we're becoming more shut in. See, that's a Japanese term.
Hikikimori.
Yeah, that thing. Like, we're becoming more isolated, and so something that is obviously you don't have to be with people when you watch anime. It's something easy and fun
I think
to do.
that's a direct correlation of why VTubing took off.
That too. It's just something you can enjoy without the presence of other people.
You know what's funny? I don't know. I didn't like bring it up. I was driving with my buddy. He's not into like VTubing or anime or anything. And I was like, yeah, I was watching like a shark do a new outfit reveal or something. He's like, how many people watch us? I'm like, there was like 68,000 people watching this. And he was like, dude, I didn't realize just how popular these things were. And
What did you say in the first part you were watching?
the shark new outfit reveal.
We ain't skipping that, Buster.
Her name's Gargura. She's not even arguably like the most popular VTuber.
What's a shark like doo-doo outfit reveal mean? Like legitimately just like
She gets a new outfit,
shark?
does a stream. She's like,
Shark outfit?
no, it wasn't really a shark.
Well, how is it a shark doo-doo outfit? Stream.
I don't know.
Dude,
Like,
I'm let down.
you got, all right, I don't know. You just have to like, it's like an anthropomorphic shark girl. She has a tail, like a shark tail. She looks pretty normal outside of that, like a regular girl. She got a new outfit, and she did a stream. It's like, got a new outfit. 68,000 people were watching.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
What-
find that world fascinating.
What's crazy is
VTubing.
HoloLive, the company that she works with, and a lot of other VTubers, probably the biggest VTubing company, just did a collaboration with the LA Dodgers.
Oh, I saw that at the stadium.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
that's cool, but so many people were there probably like, what the fuck is going on?
It was on Twitter, and people were, what do they say? Everybody was like saying, I need to kill myself now, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like cringe stuff too. But some people were defending it. But I thought that was interesting. Like the general population is looking at that like, what the fuck is this? Like,
And that's the popularity thing. It's like, it's integrating more with,
normies.
yeah, sports fans now.
Well, I think the reason for that is literally, I know for certain, Shohei Ohtani,
He
the
does-
Japanese baseball player, plays for the Dodgers.
Does he play for the
Mhm.
Dodgers?
And that
He's crazy popular.
Oh, massive. And in Japan, he's massive.
Yeah.
But I think that his popularity in the United States has brought Japanese culture even more so, to, especially
probably
to
has.
California, LA, because he's massive. And then you got more Japanese players coming to the league that are gaining a lot of popularity, like surprising amount, like A-list celebrity type popularity for baseball players,
That is crazy.
and especially foreign baseball players.
Maybe it's all part of the plan.
I mean, possibly. This dude's nuts though. Like he's like modern day Babe Ruth.
He's good as fuck.
Unbelievable. So he pitches and hits, which is not common in baseball. Like either you're one or the other. That's just how it's
Yeah, I
always
feel like
been.
you'd want to,
Focus on one or the other.
preserve your your pitcher.
Yes.
He would only want. It's like the quarterback.
But he's like a top 5 pitcher in the major leagues when he pitches, and like literally the best hitter when he hits in the major leagues.
That's nutty.
It's just literally not been done since Babe Ruth. Like, not a sarcastic statement. Babe Ruth is the last person to statistically be compared to Ohtani.
So he's just a goon
Unbelievable.
on the diamond.
He doesn't look athletic. I mean, he looks athletic, but you would never look at this guy and say like,
Here's my hot take: baseball is one of the most unathletic sports in terms of like physical
Scientifically,
fitness.
okay.
I think it takes a lot of skill.
It's scientifically the hardest sport to be good at
Yeah, I mean,
because
you
of
have
the round
to
bat, round ball thing.
hit a small object traveling at almost 100 miles per hour, and I mean, I would arguably say they can mildly choose the direction.
I will
where they
say
want
you're
it to
right
go.
about that though. As in like endurance, you definitely need to be fit, but not to the extent of soccer or basketball or football, but more so than golf.
Yeah, golf is fairly unathletic as well.
Dude, golf is a fat person sport of the world.
It is. I mean, these things still take skill, but athleticism.
Yeah, skill
is-
and athleticism you can separate into 2 categories. Like swimming is another grueling sport.
That's fucking hard.
That's extremely cardiovascularly stressful.
I would like to swim more.
Me too, but like
Where the fuck would I go?
pool. Yeah, that's the issue. I thought
I
I,
don't
was
know.
thinking about this like 2 days ago. Like, man, I'd like to swim because I haven't swam in a while. Natatorium.
At McKinley?
Yeah.
Can you just go?
Yes, it's open to the public.
No fucking way.
Yes, it's not just for kids. The natatorium is not just like natatorium is like almost separate from McKinley in that
Oh.
regard.
I would love to go like twice a week and just do some laps, get some cardio in.
Yeah, but then you gotta take your shirt off in front of people.
Oh, that's true. I'll wear a shirt.
Me too.
Or I'll go and no one's there.
Yeah. I'll
Limit
lock the door
hours of
behind me.
people. You can't just block it off. Sorry, I have to. Give me
Same, dude,
15
same.
minutes.
But yeah, I would like to go. That'd be cool. Because I like the natatorium. I was on a swim team when I was younger.
Were you really?
Hmm. In high school and in middle school for 4 years total.
Jesus Christ! I had no idea you were a swimmer.
Hmm. But I wasn't with McKinley's swim team.
Like a private club
Mhm.
swim.
Well, in middle school, it was like, yeah, I don't know what it was, to be honest, with middle school. But I competed. I don't know what the fuck it was. It wasn't through a school. I was like, I don't know what it was. That's a good
Like-
question. I don't
like
know.
Club soccer,
I don't know.
club swimming.
I was too young to remember. I know for high school, it was like, yeah, it was like, you know how like baseball teams have like leagues
Yeah.
similar to that. So it's probably the same thing in middle school. I wasn't bad. But there was this girl on my swim team, and she was really tiny, and she was fast.
He was a goon at
Like
swimming.
really, really, really good. I don't know why she didn't take that further. She became fat and had 3 kids by 18.
Oh,
Well, no joke. I dated her when I was 16.
damn! 2 years really.
That's the girl. Ooh, story. I don't know if I've ever told this story to the camera.
Listen up.
Listen, camera. I think I told you this. When I was like 10 or 11 years old, this girl was, I don't know why. Well, I might know why, but it's not good. She was really freaky. Like, for a kid, it's like, was bizarre. Like, why she knew what this stuff was. So I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, perhaps she was assaulted. I don't want
Okay,
to.
I got
Because
you.
it was bizarre that she was so in the know about this stuff.
Knowledgeable
Yes.
about these things.
But that was my first girlfriend. I dated her when I was 10, and I dated her again when I was 16. That was my first girlfriend. That's crazy. I was 10 years old. Yeah. 10 years old, going through puberty, boner 24/7. So I was bricked up at all times. I mean, it was embarrassing. Like, I was on the swim team, and my girlfriend would be in the water with me, and at all times I had to be careful getting out of the water because shit was, it was really not good. Like, no joke. It was probably one of the most embarrassing, like, times of my life because I knew everybody knew, but, like, it just is what it is. That's not the part of the story. I just got sidetracked. But this is the girl. So she got my phone number. We would talk on the phone all the time, and she was talking to me on the phone, but my mom was listening. I think I told you this.
No.
Okay, maybe not. My mom was listening on the other line because she knew that this girl was like,
Wait, were you on like a home phone?
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see. No
Yep.
cell phones at the time.
so my mom knew, like, she knew the girl and the parents. And so she was kind of aware that something was wrong with her, I guess you could say. And she was listening on the phone, and my girlfriend was telling me about like going down on me, which I didn't know what that was. And she said on the phone, she was like, "Man, when I see you," this is crazy for a 10-year-old to say.
That sounds pretty wild.
It's
for
really
10
like,
years old.
legit, like word for word. Like she said, when I see you at like wherever, like the swim thing or whatever, there's like a locker room, I'm gonna go down on you. And I didn't know what that was. So my answer was, "Oh, what the fuck did I say?" It was
Cool.
really stupid. It was really
Cool.
stupid. What the fuck did I say? I wish I remembered. But it was really, you would think it was funny. I can't remember. It was something like basically, I don't know what that is, but like, yeah, let's do it. Like it sounded cool. Well, yeah, fuck yeah. I thought that was maybe, I don't know, like kissing or something. I don't know. And my mom was on the other line listening in, and I didn't know it. And so my heart dropped out of my chest. So she ran in the room. I was in my room. She was in the living room. She was listening. She ran in my room. "Hang up that freaking phone now." I was like, what the fuck? I shit my pants. What is happening? Because I kind of like knew that was, it had like a meaning behind it, but I didn't know that's what that was. I thought it was like I said, like tongue kissing or something along those lines, which I already thought was bad. So I thought she was yelling at me for that. My mom's like, "You're going to let that girl put her..." I can't get this. This is so funny. I don't know how I'm going to get through this one. Because I remember this so clearly. This scarred me for life. My mom about to go start crying. This is so funny. She said, You're going to let that girl put her dirty mouth on your private parts." I said, "What?"
What the fuck does that mean?
I didn't know that. What do you mean? I don't know that. I was like telling her like, no, like I'm not. No, she's yelling at me. "You're in so much trouble. You're grounded. Blah blah blah." I was getting because she thought I was totally in on this. Like, man, I'm getting my dick sucked, bitch. Shut the fuck up and get out of my room. Fuck you, cock blocking my ass. So I'm like, no. What are you going down on me? What? She's like, what? And she's like, "That means putting something like that means putting her mouth on your pee-pee." She's saying weirdest shit, dude. I was 10 years old. And I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, fuck yeah. Like, I'm about to get my shit sucked. But at the same time, I'm like, oh no. Anything but that, Mom. I didn't know that. So anyways, I think I eventually convinced her I don't know what that is. And either she believed me or she was in denial. Of like, I don't want my son to I don't want to think of my son this way. So I think she's in denial, but she eventually is like, calm down. And so she's like, "I'm going to have a talk with that girl and her parents at the natatorium, and don't you dare say a word to her. Don't you call her. You're banned from the phone, blah, blah, blah." So I think it was a few days later, I had another swim meet, or not a meet, it was like a practice. And as soon as I walk in there, I see her there, and I'm just like, oh,
I'd be like, fuck.
I'm getting secondhand embarrassment bad at this moment. Like, my face is red. I'm like nervous as fuck. I'm like, oh, this is gonna go so wrong. And my mom walks in the door. She opens the door and just fucking beams it for her. And I'm like, oh god, everybody's there. All the people are just fucking. You gotta ask her about this one day when you see her in my house. And she goes up to her. "You're gonna do what to my son? Who taught you that?" Little girl's fucking screaming at him. I'm like 10 feet away, just looking down, shaking my head. And everybody's looking, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is horrible. This was the worst moment of my life, first of all.
That's pretty traumatizing.
I went from getting my shit sucked on to getting embarrassed about getting my shit sucked on in front of everyone in the natatorium. And so her dad walks over, and he's like, something like, "What's going on? Like, why are you yelling at my daughter, blah, blah, blah." And she's like, "Your daughter was going to go down on my son."
Jesus.
And I was just like, oh my god, like, stop, shut the fuck up. And so, yeah, long story short, they talked about it. The girl apologized and said that like she didn't know what that meant or whatever, which she did know what that meant. I know she did. And the dad, I don't think the dad did anything. I don't want to accuse the dad of anything. He was a nice guy. And they talked it out, blah, blah, everything went over. But long story short, at 10 years old, I was cock-blocked by my own mother, and it ended up being one of the most embarrassing things I ever experienced.
That would ruin every other swim meet or practice that I ever went to
100%.
there.
I think I quit probably.
Yeah, I'd want to be done.
It might have taken me like a month, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I can't. And she was so mad at me. Because she didn't realize that's why. I didn't want to say it either. I was like,
It might be because you stormed in front of everybody and accused this 10-year-old girl of sucking my dick.
yeah. And I don't. That's crazy times, dude. Man, just
It
imagine.
is crazy that I'm trying to think how much I knew when I was 10 years old.
I knew a lot when I was 10 years old.
What grade are
Surprisingly.
you in at 10 years old?
I was very young in my grade, so I was probably in. To be honest, I was probably in 5th or 6th grade at that point.
In
I was in 6th grade. I was 11 in 7th grade.
my freshman year, I was 15, 16. 8th grade, I would have been 15, 14. Damn, I would have been in like fourth or 5th grade.
I was So not only did I skip a grade, on top of that, my birthday fell on an awkward time in the year, so I started school early on top of that. So I was like a year-ish and a half behind, which kind of sucked.
That is interesting. You're 2 years ahead of me in terms of school.
But 6 months older.
Yeah, like just a little bit older. Because I
Yeah.
technically should have been a year ahead in school.
Yeah, it's interesting. Why were you not ahead?
I stayed back in like preschool to be with my cousins who were a year behind me.
Oh.
And then they left in like 4th grade.
I think that gives you. Okay, when you're a kid, I think that's an advantage, to be honest. Just stay behind when you're really young. Because I was really at a disadvantage. I don't know, just like socially, I think. And even athletically, I think I was a little bit at a disadvantage because I was always a year and a half growth and development behind.
I think in terms of like maturity, I was more mature than a lot of the kids in my class.
Yeah. Man, if I ever have a kid. I'm not going to let him start school early, no chance.
No,
That's
that just
a bad
seems like
idea.
a bad idea
It is a bad idea.
overall.
Because I graduated when I just turned 17.
That's crazy. I graduated when I was 19.
That's old as fuck.
I know.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize. I thought 18 maybe.
I was old for my
Damn.
grade.
That's kind of cool though. Oh, in sophomore year, there was a kid named Mike Tarazi. Fuck you. Fuck you, asshole.
Don't like Mike.
Oh, he's a massive asshole bully to everybody because he was really big and he knew it. And he just fucking bullied everybody. He's such a fucking psychopath, literally. Like, no joke. I'm like legitimately. He was 18 in sophomore year.
Sophomore year?
Sophomore year. I didn't believe him. He showed me his license. He's 18.
Damn.
Yeah. Fuck you, Mike Tarazi, you fucking bitch. You fat, greasy
Mike.
fuck. I got a lot to say about that motherfucker. I don't care.
I was never bullied in like school or anything ever.
He didn't really bully me specifically, but
He was just like a
oh
dickhead.
my god. Yeah, he tried to be cool with me, but which is surprising, but I just was like, man. He'd go up to random people and ask them to like shadow box, and he would punch them in the face
Oh, I'm so fucking angry.
on purpose. Oh, this happened every gym class. I'd just fucking punch him in the face, and then he was so big, like nobody could really do anything about it. They're just like, what the fuck, dude? This dude was like 6'4", like 300 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
No joke. Maybe bigger, like taller. Is that you and me?
Yeah, same time.
Oh, I was like, were we in a group chat or something that we don't know about?
That's what I was like, who the fuck started a group chat?
But what else do we have to talk about here? I'm brainstorming.
I've been listening to a new podcast.
New podcast. We should preface that we're like fucking fried, not high, but like today's been a long day.
Today's been long. Yesterday was,
My routine was all fucked up today.
mine was yesterday. Today,
I hate that.
the ride kind of fucked everything up. And it's really mentally draining riding for an extended period of time.
100%. But you don't realize it in the moment.
I know, because I was sitting in my room last night. It's like 10:30. I hop off Discord with the fellas. I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm pretty tired.
You're
I
saying that
went to
make me
sleep
yawn.
like a half hour early.
Did you When's the last time you rode for that long?
Me and Mitch went to the Dover Dam and the Bolivar Dam.
Balfour Dam?
You can ride across it. It has this huge kind of causeway.
Why didn't I go? I wasn't legal.
Probably not.
And I didn't want to ride like far distances. I would only go short.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It was, how long? It was like less than a month ago, maybe.
1 second.
Damn.
All right.
It was all right.
Month
was
ago.
fun,
I
yeah.
bet you're probably just all of us are probably just not, except for Mitchell, aren't really conditioned. You kind of have to like work into it.
Yeah, I know.
Like working out, you can't just go right into like a.
I typically don't go on like rides.
I don't really either.
I take the bike where I need to go, and it's like it gets me to my destination. That's how I treat it mostly.
When I had my Gixxer, I loved riding that thing. I'm not gonna lie. I just go out for like an hour and every other day, at least, just ride. How much different? Okay, I know obviously it's different, but like, how do you feel on the ZX6R compared to your 650? Like when you're riding it, just like better.
I feel pretty comfortable on it.
Just like this is like nicer to like good, natural.
Knowing that I can like get out of a sticky situation if I need to is reassuring.
Yeah.
Because on the 650, it doesn't have the oomph
No, especially not at
not
highway
at speed
speeds.
either. You have to either downshift crazy or you just don't have the power, or you have to
Mhm.
wait a while to get that speed.
I stayed even with a Nissan Altima at 40 to like 90. And that's the day where I said I hate this motorcycle. No joke. On the road that we turned off on before you left to go home yesterday. I can never remember the name. By Dairy Queen.
Fulton.
Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Fulton. Yep. It didn't beat me, but I wasn't doing anything. And he stuck this was horrifying. This ruined my day. He stuck his hand out the window like that. I was like,
Oh, he gave a thumbs down is so much worse than like the bird or anything.
I am on this piece of shit machine.
Well, like, why did
What?
you give a thumbs down if you kind of won?
I didn't. I think people have like, if you're a guy and you're into like cars and bikes even a little bit, or if you know anything about sport bikes, I think you have a preconceived notion that these sport bikes are like rocket ships.
Oh yeah,
And that bike looks like a super sport. If you're not trained, like to the untrained eye, you'd think like, hey, that's probably a 190 mile an hour motorcycle. But people don't realize
it's not.
it's it's like a Harley Davidson with a sport bike body. I don't like saying that.
A Harley Davidson with a sport bike body.
It looks good. I don't think they
it,
look
it
bad.
does look good.
Like when I see them parked with each other, I think, damn, that they all look good.
I remember one day specifically you were talking about like the side profiles of that bike versus a super sport, and you said the cutaway from the front wheel, there's like a gap like
Don't tell me
this,
about
like
this.
a U. I notice it so crazy when I look at the bikes, and even the Gixxer next to the ZX6R kind of
different.
has that, because the ZX6R is
You're lower, dude. I swear to
that
God.
bike is low as fuck, and
It's not naturally,
the
though,
bottom,
like-
the fairing goes
Yeah.
far. It's really flat.
Your fairing's flat and far back,
The bike
to your
is
rear wheel.
low key like a rectangle.
which I think looks really fucking
I
good.
think it looks awesome. It's really just compact and flush with itself.
Aesthetically, that bike cooks the Suzuki.
I
To
think
me.
so, yeah. In terms of speed, the Suzuki is a beast.
I wonder how much faster that 1000 is. Because when you kind of not raced me, but like you took off full throttle, and so did I, and you pulled hard on my 650. Not like that's super surprising, but that Suzuki would pull harder. But I just wonder by how much.
I'm also curious.
Because a 750 and a 1000 are almost match for match
In horsepower,
in like not horsepower, but in torque and acceleration up to like 140. So like, at what purpose does that serve?
what's the red line on the Suzuki?
Ooh, it's not that high. 9,500, 10,000.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How
1000's
high
have
does the
lower.
RPM gauge go?
12,
No shit.
12, 13 maybe.
That's fucking
Yep,
crazy.
no higher than that.
Because the 650 only goes up to like 13, doesn't it? 13, 15? That's like the red line
Maybe.
zone.
Yeah,
The ZX6R is up to 20,
which is awesome.
bananas.
But that's an outlier, and not that it's 600s don't go higher, but like that in specific is a high revving motor for a 600. And that's not even a 600. That wouldn't be illegal in a 600 class. That's a subclass of bike.
I don't think that's not a 636. So I think
I think that's a 636 displacement.
because there is a difference. I was
What
looking
year
it
is
up
that?
one night.
08?
Yeah, 08.
I'll be surprised if that's not a 636cc motorcycle, but you might be right. No, I have to know. Yeah, you're right. 599cc.
It's weird 'cause I was looking into it. The 636 has different, I say badging, but they're just stickers.
The year before, okay, so 2007 and 8, they changed it to 599, but before that it was 636.
I wonder why they did that.
Probably to make it class legal.
Yeah, because that bike, I also noticed on the Gixxer, on the left hand area, there's a flash button you can press with your finger.
Yeah.
The ZX6R does not have that. It also,
Don't you have a flash button?
not for the bright.
I don't
Like,
know.
you know how there's a little trigger on the back end of the
Hmm.
handle? It does not have one of those, because I was looking at it yesterday. I saw Mitch's, his yellow on the Gixxer. I was like, I don't have one of those. So they really like just built that bike for the track.
Mhm.
That's what it seems like. It has a lap timer.
Yeah, that thing's probably faster than that 1000 on a track if you know how to ride it. 100%.
I think 650s, 400s can be faster than those bikes on tracks if you know how to ride them.
You're right, but I don't like hearing that. You're totally right though. 400s because they're so flickable and so comfortable in corners because of how light they are. I wanted to always ride Isaac's bike.
His KTM.
390. That bike is. I sat on one
They
at
float.
Throw Point.
Bro, they're fucking light.
Unbelievably light. I mean, you told me that before I ever sat on it. I eat motorcycle in general, and I was like, I don't know if that's like they can't be that light. And then I sat on one and I was like, holy
I
crap.
feel like I could squat those KTMs.
Yeah.
Not even kidding.
Don't they weigh like 370 pounds or 60
I
pounds?
think the one I sat on was like less than 200 pounds.
Holy crap.
And then keep in mind, this was at a motorcycle show, so this was like cream of the crop bike. But
Still,
this thing was like a feather. It was bananas.
I would feel scared to ride that.
I feel like I would blow away in the wind.
Like legitimately, like not stable. Like any wind gust or even a semi going past would just fuck you up.
Does Isaac still ride? Like I think he still has the
I
bike.
assume. But if I had that, I wouldn't ride it after like 2 months, to be honest. I just get so bored. Unless I was on a track. But you're not. We have roads.
I really wish you could have ridden the 250.
No.
It's fun. It's fun in a very weird way.
Like quirky fun or like.
Quirky fun.
All right. Imagine
Also-
go from 1,000 to 250.
Jesus Christ. Going from a 650 to a 250, I was like, what? Holy shit.
Yeah, you rode the 250 after.
Yeah, because my buddy came back and I sold it to my friend. And then it had been like 4 years since I had ridden that bike. And
I'm
he brought
surprised
it
you
up.
kept it.
And then he brought it over. He's like, you want to ride it? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to ride it.
Yeah. I mean, like, why not keep it? What did we sell for? Like $1,000?
I think he only sold it for like 800.
Yeah,
to
so
his
there's
cousin
no
or something.
point to really sell it unless you really want to get rid of it. I want a bike. I want like I don't know what I want. I think I want a 750.
Gixxer?
Yeah, because they're a little lighter. They're more flickable, but they're pretty much just as fast. Top speed's like 175. It's 11 mile an hour slower. But I do use all the bike, unfortunately.
I can't. My helmet will not allow that.
You gotta get a new helmet.
I
Why don't
will.
you just buy one?
Because I like, man,
Get rid of the fucking thing.
I'm selfish. I like the
No.
attention that the ears bring.
Super glue
I
fucking-
fucking love it.
Cat ears on your new one. Like the ones that will bend away in the wind.
No.
No, you got to get rid of that. It's not safe.
It's so
Fuck
fun,
the
though.
aesthetic.
It's so, I think
It gets attention.
maybe I'll get another helmet that when I want to go fast, I'll wear that.
That's fair.
But like around town, the cat ear helmet.
But you look more streamlined with a sport bike helmet on. Like you look better with that. I mean, you get attention with the other one, and it looks cool. But like
That's funny.
it's more. It just looks like put together. You know what I mean?
That helmet also has not great visibility in terms of like
Really?
where the padding comes up. Because I put on my old helmet that I bought with the 250, the one I sticker bombed. I can't remember why I was wearing it, but I could see so much more. I was
Why
like,
don't
wow,
you put stickers on
visibility's
the
great.
pink one, like anime stickers?
I don't have a lot right now.
I have a couple I can give
I'd
you.
have to
I
get
just
a
keep
pack.
forgetting them. I bought some like a while ago, like my Sakurajima ones and
Hell
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Hell yeah.
I still love her.
Hell yeah.
I never forgot about her.
She's always in my mind.
Swear to God. I think about her. Like, literally, I think about these people, like, these people. Yeah, sure. They are people to me. I think about them all the time.
They got voices. You can just
Yeah.
think about the.
Like, I want to watch anime, but I I feel guilty now, and I hate that. I feel guilty when I play my Steam Deck. I feel guilty when I watch anime. I feel guilty when I sit in my fucking bed and don't do anything. I just feel like I should be doing something.
Yeah, that's a shitty feeling.
And it seems like I find it fascinating that the increase in my testosterone has come with that side effect. Because I now I have more drive to do things, and that's like a double-edged sword, which I find interesting.
That is interesting.
I doubled my almost over doubled my shit, and by doing that, now I feel crappy when I'm not being productive, which is not fun.
No, it sucks because
It's not fun.
you have to find what it is you want to be productive doing. Because I could practice guitar. I mean, I feel like I have a lot of things I can always do.
Mm.
Like I'm like, oh, I want to practice guitar or work on writing a song or design a shirt and maybe think of a new video and shit like that.
Go to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'm like, what's priority right now? Then I'm like, well, what do I have to work on right now?
Mm-hmm.
If I work on this, will that take away from this thing? Should I do all this? It seems like a never-ending
You
loop
can't
of
win. I think what helps you with like the anime thing is too. You watch it so late, but at the same time, like you did all your shit by that time.
yeah.
Like you took care of your stuff, but then you're not sleeping enough, and it's like you can't fucking win, dude. Because if you watch
Right.
it earlier,
If there were 28 hours in a day, I'd be golden.
but you know what we would say if there's 28 hours in a day?
There needs to be 30 hours in a day.
Exactly. So like but I have to agree though. Like I totally agree. There should be more hours because we have to sleep like 8 hours. Why can't we sleep 4? Come on, brain.
That does suck.
That's a third of my day.
That's a lot of time.
Like yeah, so much. That's if you live to be 100, that's 33.3 years.
That you spent sleeping.
Yes, dead basically. You're practicing death for 33 of your short life, and you're only going to live to be 75, 80. I hate it. And then you go to work, you commute, so you get up at what, 5?
5:30.
Me too.
5:32.
Dude, we're lazy
exactly.
as fuck. I fucking roll out of bed and just go to work. I put on the first thing I see and go to work.
I throw all my clothes that I need for work on the floor. I roll up and I'm just like, ugh. Put on my clothes and put in my contacts and sit on the couch for 5-6 minutes.
Yep. And then I guess that's what all I do. I look at my phone. Like I'll wake up, I'll stare at my phone for like a few minutes, and then I'll get out of bed and just like float around the house for 3 minutes and grab things and hit things and trip over things, and I leave. But yeah, you get up at just say like 5. Most people get up at 5, and like we work for 8 hours. We don't get home till 2:30, so that's 9.5 hours right there. You got to eat food. That's another half an hour. That's you know what I mean. Like that's 10 hours. Plus your 8, that's 18. Now you have 6 hours. You still got to go to the gym. You got to take care of your shit. You got to edit videos. You got to, it sucks.
Yeah, I don't consider like my time mine until 6:00 p.m. at night. That's when like I've gone to the gym, I've gone to work, I've showered, I've eaten food. Then at 6, I'm like, okay, now I can do like what I want or what I need to do.
Yeah. I need to find that balance again. Because there's a time period, but at the same time, like, I've been so lazy before that I don't want to be that way again. It's like I'll get in, like, slumps for, like, months at a time. That hasn't happened for, like, over a year to where I don't do shit for 3 months. I stop working out. I stop eating healthy. I don't practice anything. I don't, like, go after my hobbies. I don't try to attain new things. I have no interest in women. It just fucking goes away. Disappears like there's nothing. And then it cultivates. Like over the span of like 2 weeks, I start to think like, man, I suck.
I should be doing something.
I should be like something. And then I'm like, yeah, but I'll do it the next day. And then it starts to get more and more, and I gain momentum. And then I get right back into it. But I don't think I haven't had that issue for. I used to have that issue like every shit. I'd go 3 months feeling like shit and 2 months feeling good, and then back to the same cycle. But that hasn't happened for over a year and a half.
That's good.
So.
Seemed like you've been pretty consistent working out.
But I've been slacking for 2 weeks. Not like my workouts, I've still been doing them, but I just haven't been pushing it like I should be. Like I'm just doing them. And I feel guilty for that. Although I'm running way more. And I think that's causing my body to feel a little more fatigued than it's used to, which is hindering my lifting. I'm running like 2.5 miles every day.
That's a lot.
Literally every day. Like hard, like 10 miles an hour.
If there's something I skip, it's cardio.
I
Which is
I know.
probably
So
the
bad.
worst thing to skip.
And I'm
like
just
one of
now
the
realizing
healthiest-
this, too.
One of the healthiest things you can do for
Yes.
yourself.
And I'm so concerned about my VO2 max. Because the more I learn about that, the more I'm like, damn, that's probably like the most important thing we have to measure our health as human beings right now. And it's not good. Like, mine's not where I want it to be. So I want to get it to at least above average, which I'm at 46. Above average would be like 50.
I was telling Mitch today because he mentioned running. Like, dude, go to the Monument stairs. Like,
Mitchell got a problem.
I know you go like late at night, so Monument might not be the best
No, I would
idea.
never. I have a treadmill.
That's not as bad.
And I
but-
run around my city,
but-
which is not good.
The Monument stairs in like the morning or in the afternoon if you're off work or
Morning
a
would go
weekend.
hard.
I fucking love it. It's a
Mm-hmm.
nice change of scenery. When you get to the top, the view's pretty good because it's pretty high off the ground.
And it's open. And
Yeah, I like going there and running the stairs. I
haven't
like
done that in a
jog
long
up and then I
time.
walk down. I'll jog up, walk down.
I've been trying to convince. Oh no, my Fitbit on. Fucking burps. I've been trying to convince Mitchell to get a Fitbit, just because I want to pry into his fitness. I just find other people's stuff interesting.
The pictures today on his IDs were pretty drastic.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight, which is really good, and I think that's mostly from cutting out his sugar. He drinks.
Sodas and bullshit
But
foods.
he's had 4 Mountain Dews in 2 days. That fucker.
Oh, Jesus.
And he had these, and I yelled at him. I said, "Put them back."
I'm going to snipe him tomorrow at work with pictures if he's sipping on anything bad.
Send them to me, and I'll go. What is this? You have to say stuff like that, because I want to help him. I don't want to hurt him.
I think I think it's impressive that you did say something and that you are on him about it, because I think it's really hard to, for lack of a better term, accuse someone of eating like shit and wanting them to be healthier, because you want to see them do better. You have good intentions, but you kind of come off like an ass, and there's no way to
100%.
avoid that.
You
'Cause
just
I
gotta-
think it's fairly admirable that you are on him about it, because I think there's
Thank
a
you.
barrier that needs broken, and once you break that barrier, then it makes it a lot easier. But breaking that barrier is a really challenging thing to do.
The barrier for me with him specifically was, this kid is very unhealthy. I don't like where he's heading, and he's very unhappy. Fuck being an asshole. I'm gonna do it anyway and try to fix it. I don't care if he doesn't like it. And that worked for him. He responds well to like tough love and nothing else. Like if I'm nice to him, like, "Hey, man, come on, dude, please," he won't fucking do it. But if I say, "Look at you, look in the fucking mirror and look at yourself. And are you
Really?
happy with yourself?"
Drill sergeant mode on.
Swear to God, it works. And then I asked him the next day, "Did you work out?" "Yeah." It just like that was the motivator for me. Was like, I care about you, and the route you're going down, you're gonna be like, you're in danger. Like legitimately, you're in danger of having severe issues by the time you're 25. Like something's got to change, and nobody else is gonna fucking do it.
Like looking back, what Mitch has said, out of someone as young as him, I was like, dude, you have like knee pain,
Like
just
an
morning
80-year-old
pain
dude.
at 19, 20 years old. Like
Coughing his lungs up,
that's
Yep.
not good.
out of breath.
When you're my age, it makes me sound like an old head. I'm only 26, but like fuck, that's gonna suck. You're gonna be
Imagine
really
5-10
miserable.
years. Yep. I still want to help him with his cardio stuff, because he runs on his treadmill, and I ask him like how much, and he'll say like, "Oh, I did half a mile yesterday." I'm just like, that's good, you're doing stuff, but like that's scary. You can only run half a mile. Like I'll tell him all this stuff, like that's not healthy for you at 20 years old or whatever. You need to be able to, like, you shouldn't be out of breath after half a mile, like where you need to stop running.
Do you ever play sports or anything,
Who?
Mitch?
Nope, he's never played a single
No
sport.
sports.
Which is, I think that's what's kind of made it hard for him, because he's never had that activity. when he was
Right.
young.
Like if you don't know about it or have it, then it's hard to just jump into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like most kids start sports at a very young age and continue them for a while. And then they realize, like, maybe in high school, when the dedication goes up, like, maybe this isn't for me. But they still have that foundation of sports.
Yeah. The athleticism and
Yeah.
like I started when I was 4 years old.
With what, baseball?
Hmm.
My first sport ever was soccer or baseball.
You played football too.
I started football in third grade. Like first or second grade, I think it was baseball, soccer. Then eventually I stopped playing baseball and soccer and just went to football, track. I played basketball. Yeah.
You did it all. Do you ever miss football?
One of my biggest regrets in high school was because when I played football, I played my third grade year, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, freshman. And then I quit my sophomore. But I was, not to toot my own horn, but I was a pretty fucking good player.
What did you play?
Linebacker and running back.
You've been an excellent running back. Your build's like perfect for running back.
Last game, I had like 300 rushing yards, like 4 touchdowns. It was a goon.
Why the fuck, you idiot?
And then
You
sophomore
kept doing
year,
it.
I quit. And so did a lot of other people on the team.
Why?
I don't know. I think we just
Coaches?
didn't like the coaches probably were part of the issue. Our freshman team was fucking good. If that team would have like stayed together, I think we probably would have won state. That's a lot. That's a long shot. But my junior year, I played again, but I quit before the season actually started. So I got through like all the summer practices, the 2 days, and on like the day of our first scrimmage, I quit because my girlfriend at the time had just broken up with me, and I was sad. So I look back, I'm like, dude, what the fuck was wrong with you? Why did you quit over some fucking girl?
I never knew that.
Yeah, that's why I quit my junior year. And that's also part of the reason why switching to McKinley was easier, because at the time, I think we were just running track. My parents loved watching us run track. My sister was a goon at track too. She went to like states but because I wasn't playing football, I don't think I planned on going to college. So I was at a college prep school. They were paying for tuition. They're like, well, fuck it. It's already expensive. We'll just send you to McKinley. I'm like, okay. I don't even play sports anyway. So that's when I stopped playing high school sports. That's when I went to McKinley.
You didn't try to argue with them on like going to McKinley?
No. I wasn't like against it.
Yeah, I would have
because
gotten it.
I knew how expensive it was. Paying for twins at that school was a lot. And teachers.
And your sister.
She went to college, yeah, and my older brother. So my parents
went to
paid for
St. Thomas?
private school for 4 kids
Jesus Christ.
from preschool all the way up to like senior year of high school. So that's a hefty fucking bill.
You guys didn't get financial support, I don't think, either.
We didn't.
So
I
I
had
guess-
teachers. So I left halfway through my junior year after exams during like Christmas break. There were teachers that like, hey, like if you guys need help, like talk to us, let us know. But my dad was against that. He's not one to like take handouts. And it's
get it.
very generous of like the teachers to come together like that. But I was like, he's not.
It's like a pride thing.
yeah,
for a lot of
that's
guys.
exactly what it was. He's like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. So McKinley it was, and I didn't even hate. I think having exposure, and you might be able to attest to this, since you've done both private and public school, having the exposure to both, I think, is really beneficial.
Because you see both sides of the coin, I guess.
Right, private school kids are very sheltered.
Mm.
In public school,
Surprisingly sheltered.
extremely.
That was a shock for me. That's
Really?
a good point. Because I was public for most of my life, and then when I switched to private, I couldn't believe how innocent these people were.
Yeah.
I guess is a good way to put it.
It seems like they're kind of naive in a way,
Mm-hmm.
since they're always private schools. You go to school with these kids from preschool to 8th grade, and most of those kids will go to that feeder high school. So you'll stay with that group of people up until you're 18 years old.
Yeah, and they're more likely. I know that people in private school are more likely to be raised with both parents in the household. So mental illness is lower amongst people in private school, which is a fascinating thing.
I haven't thought about that. That's interesting.
So
I
you
know
get
some
healthier.
public school, the lack of discipline in a lot of kids. I think private school is really good for that.
Mm-hmm.
But public school, there were so many kids who we would get like a simple assignment. They were like, I'm not doing this. To me,
Yeah.
that was shocking. I was like, what do you mean you're not doing it?
Yeah.
And kids would turn around during a test. I remember one kid in particular. He was funny, but we were in English class, and I was taking my test. He just turned around. He's like, let me see your answers. And I was like, okay, here you go. But I was like, I told my friends still at private school, I was like, this guy just turned around, and I handed him my test. Like that. They're like, what? No way.
Yeah, it was common. Yeah, I think there was some classes where everybody would share like everybody's answers with each other, and some of the teachers I think knew. I mean, how could they not?
They had to have known.
It was like people literally passing shit around. Not
It
just, like,
was wild because I got my freshman year. during our. What was crazy is at St. Thomas my freshman year, we had 4 science teachers in 1 year.
St. Thomas or McKinley?
St. Thomas.
Why?
Each semester we had a different science teacher.
I think
The
teachers
same
were more-
subject too, because the teachers.
That's interesting.
We had one. He was fucking weird. I can't remember the second one we had, but then the principal came in because they couldn't find someone else, and then there was another guy who came in, who was bipolar and blew the fuck up, and then he quit and he had to come do an apology. But that year, that freshman year, our tables were set up like, I don't know, science lab tables. There were 3 people to a table, and we cheated on the test. And then he had to stay after class. He's like, "It's pretty weird. You guys all have the same answers." And we were like, "Yeah, that is weird."
That's crazy.
So I never cheated on a test after that. Kind of shook the fear of God into me.
Man, I would cheat at every opportunity.
Really?
Yes, 100%. I don't know, because like we were in. I think the people that were around you made it easier too. Like if you knew that you were cool with these people and they were like, why would you study for a test?
Right.
If you're a kid and duh, like, hey, I know I can see his answers. He's gonna pass. Let me see him. And that hindered me, I think, too. So, but yeah, private school kids are way more, like you say, disciplined, but they're more, I don't know, healthy. That's the only way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Mentally
seems
healthy,
like it.
which is interesting because in public school you get a lot of variety. You get some people that are so disciplined and so like on it, and then you have the other complete opposite. I don't give a fuck attitude.
I would see that, and then kids like, I don't know how to describe this. It was the first time I'd gone to school with a kid in a wheelchair, so I was like, wow, that kid has a wheelchair.
Did you have mentally challenged kids at St. Thomas? I can't remember. Like, there was not a class for mentally challenged.
No, not specifically.
There wasn't McKinley. Do you think? Oh, I wonder if this is interesting. I wonder if St. Thomas almost like, not didn't allow that, but didn't want that because it didn't make them look good. St. Thomas cared about looking good a lot.
It needed to.
It needed to, for good reason.
Because it's on the verge of collapse. Like, no one's going there anymore.
Yeah. But at the time that we were going to school, like, they would promote their college acceptance rate, which is a fascinating thing we have in common. What was it, 99 or something % of their kids went to college? It was over 90%.
That's a lot.
Like, well over 90. It might have been literally 99% graduated and at least started college. Both of us did not.
Quite a few other kids in my class at St. Thomas that I would have graduated with also did not go to college.
Which is interesting because I remember it was over 90%. Like, that was something they were very proud of. You don't remember hearing that?
I'd probably seen it somewhere.
They had like by the dean's office, there was like a strip, at least when I went there, that was across it saying like some 90-something% acceptance or something like boasting about it. Almost like a plaque. This time it was like 95 or 99%. And we both didn't do it.
Look at us now.
I'm not like unhappy.
I wouldn't say I'm unhappy.
No, we just don't have enough money. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's really it.
We have a full-time job. We're a skilled trade at the end of the day. We have hobbies, friends, things that we do for fun. Like, we're not miserable in our lives.
I just want more
I
money.
hope. Good. I'm all right, I guess.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Vibing.
I gotta go pee. Go back. My girlfriend literally gets drunk off of a limerita.
Bro, I wish.
Like, she actually like is like sloshed. No joke. Like,
When I
it's
was-
a big can, but
That's how Maho was when we were dating. She was over. We were like drinking, then we went to like a game bar. And we had a little bit. She did not drink a lot, but it was like her face was flushed. I was like, Jesus Christ,
Mhm.
are you okay? She
because
was
they're
like,
tiny, I think.
Yeah. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
How tall was she? She was small. She's Japanese, of course she's small.
5'4", 5'5".
I mean,
No, probably shorter than that.
my girlfriend's 5'4",
Probably
5'3",
Probably around that.
like 110 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll
There's
do
this
it.
picture I took when we went to a maid cafe. I got a picture with one of the girls. And they take them on like Polaroids. So I did like a half heart thing. And my forearm is out like this. And so is hers. My forearm is like triple the size of hers. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Even being skinny, like my girlfriend's wrists are like
It's so
small.
wild how like
It's crazy. But I'm
I like-
attracted to like
I
that.
like small.
Yeah, because I feel more masculine.
I
And that's feminine.
You get it.
Yeah.
You understand.
Simple as that.
I want to feel bigger than people.
Yeah, you don't want a girlfriend that's. Why would anybody?
If I'm like
want-
browsing on Tinder or Bumble, it says like they're 5'8", I'm like,
Out of it.
ooh, I'm like, I don't know.
Nope.
I
Nope.
like 5'5". I'm like, okay, that's like okay.
And their small hands make you feel better about your Johnson. Let's keep it a buck. Like if your bitches, okay, I ain't letting Big Bird give me a hand job, all right? Because I'm looking down and saying, oh,
Damn, where is it?
what happened? Like engulfed it. But and I don't know, like I have like the weirdest thoughts about like nothing wrong with tall girls, like just not my preference.
Not
'Cause
mine
you don't-
either.
And I'm always surprised by guys that date girls that are taller than them. Like that's their thing. They're into like bigger, taller girls.
You have an advantage because you're tall yourself.
There's like no chance of a girl being taller than me.
Yeah.
Barely at
So
all.
if you date someone who's my height, that really isn't that bad. If I date someone
no,
who's
but that's
my
still a
height,
big bag bitch.
It is, yeah.
Like
But it's not as bad. So
No.
you could even if you date someone 5'9", that person is an inch taller than me. That would be like people would look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's normal. For me, they'd be like, what the fuck? That dude's girlfriend is taller than him.
yeah, I mean,
What are you, 6'4"?
6'4", 6'5", but I would say 6'4".
Jesus Christ, fucking behemoth.
I know, but it's not good. Like yeah, it's. I mean, okay, so like for women, yeah, they like that, but like I do not like being this tall, because the world's just not made for you.
It's true.
Like my motor, like all I think about is, okay, so when I started riding motorcycles, I really got pissed off about my height. That's when it really kicked in. I was like, fucking bullshit. I'm 2 inches like too tall for like being able to comfortably tuck into my sport bikes. And that pisses me off. I hate it. I wish I was 2 inches shorter. Clothes would fit better. Bikes would fit me better. Mainly the bikes is my concern. And just, I don't know, shit just wouldn't be as, I don't know.
The GTO was like fine, wasn't it? Or was your
Oh,
like
yeah.
was your head hitting the top?
No, GTO had a surprising amount of room, but other sports cars did not. My Volkswagen, I was too big for. I hated it. Like, shit, fucking somebody that was 6 feet tall would be too big for that car. No joke. You would not be super comfortable in that car, it being 5'8", which I find crazy.
That's wild.
Like my knees, so here's the steering wheel. My seat all the way back down, although I am tall, my knees were literally like this. I've never been in a car like
So you're
that.
driving a clown car.
It was crazy. And then, like, super tight. Like, you would be uncomfortable because you're wider. You would be super uncomfortable. Like, it was like, I had to sit like this. You could not chill.
You would be a terrible sailor or
I
in
know.
the Air Force.
But yeah, I think that girls don't. Okay, this is good for short kings here. I don't think that girls care about height as long as you're taller than they are. I think that's where that like miscommunication comes from when they say they want tall guys. They want somebody taller than them. That's it. Simple as that. They don't want to feel masculine.
Yeah, I rarely see something like if you're 6 foot, swipe left. If you're not 6 foot, swipe left.
Dude, everything. Okay. Everything women say about like dudes is a fucking lie. They're lying. It's a virtue signal, and guys do it too. But let's just we're just gonna get right into it, man.
Get right, spill the beans.
Love my women out here. No disrespect. It's just truth, in my opinion, and it's fine. Like when they say dad bods, bullshit. When they say they don't care if you're short, like shorter than they are, bullshit. When they say they want a nice guy, bullshit. When they say they want flowers, bullshit. When they say they want an emotional guy, bullshit. When they say they want a feminine guy, bullshit. You ever hear that shit from women?
Oh yeah,
Bullshit. Don't fucking do it. It's a trap.
I
They're
see
literally setting a trap.
Comments on Reddit all the time.
It's a shit test.
I'm just trying to like the Ask Men subreddit, which is pretty fun sometimes. But someone will say like, yeah, it's hard to open up as a guy. And some girl will say or reply something along the lines of, well, I want my guy to like open up. I want
Sure.
them to feel comfortable.
That's a shit test.
I'm like, no, you can't do that.
It's a psychological. 100%. They're weeding out emotional men. 1,000%. That's what they're doing, and they don't even know this. Completely subconscious that they're doing this. So you ask them this, they'll say, "What are you talking about?" No, I'm not. Yes, you are. It's just what. And guys do the same things for women. They shit test femininity, No guy wants a masculine woman. That's just, I mean, you just don't want that.
Right. I wouldn't be comfortable dating a girl who could lift more weight than me.
Lift more weight than you, was way more successful than you. Like that's just intimidating to a guy. Like you don't want her going out and fucking getting groceries while you're sitting in the fucking house washing the dishes. Well, if she was really, really rich and bought me like Lamborghini, okay. But this is different. But yeah, they're weeding out emotional guys. So like they say that shit until you get in a relationship with them and you cry about something and they leave you and they don't know why. They lose attraction and then they don't know why. Like, they genuinely don't. It's not their fault. This is how they're wired. Like this is totally normal. You just been lied to your whole life and they have too. You cry, you vent your problems, blah, blah, blah. Now you're emotional. Now you're weak. That's not masculine. That's not strong. You're not reliable and you're not going to take care of them the way they want to be taken care of in their mind. They don't know this. And that they lose attraction and they wonder, I just don't feel the same. Blah, blah, blah. I just don't know why. I don't think we should do this anymore. That happens all the time. I love this. Is like my favorite thing to talk about because
Psychology
it's
type
so
stuff?
like specifically specifically the dynamic in relationships is so fascinating to me. Just because of the failure rate of everything, and like like my mom going through everything also amplifies like my interest in all this. Like, why does this happen? How does this happen? But I've always been fascinated because I struggled so much with keeping relationships when I was younger, and I can never figure it out. I was like, I'm doing everything.
What was
right.
What's interesting between me and Alex? When Alex gets in a relationship, they usually last like 2+ years. His go pretty long. Mine, on the other hand, it's like 3 months max.
But is that your fault? Not because you're just not interested anymore.
I don't know. It's most of the time it's been like me losing interest.
Yeah, so that's different.
But I just find it an interesting dynamic.
Yeah,
that his go for so much longer.
He's doing something different.
And I can say, like fairly certainly, that most of the relationships I've been in, I've felt mildly pressured to get into.
Yeah. So then obviously you're starting out from like
not a great
place. And I also think that it's possible that he meets like people that just mesh better with him. That's totally possible. Like, before Amanda? What was the last one? Or no, how long did it last?
Like 2 or 3 years.
That's crazy.
Before that, before that it was like 2 or 3 years, and before that it was 4 years.
I wonder, like, what do you think is different?
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
very fascinating.
I'm gonna diss Alex. Maybe he's more willing to put up with bullshit.
Oh, okay. So like he's willing to let somebody like disrespect in the relationship?
I guess, because
no offense to Alex.
I don't think they're gonna watch this, but an incident happened.
Okay.
When we were in Japan, and like, he didn't let it bother him, but it bothered me. I was like, man, that kind of pisses me off. And so I told him to say something about it. He's like, I will. I don't know if he ever did. I'm not going to badger him about it, but something like that happened to me, I'd be like, you either fix the fucking dude or we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah. So
he's more willing to be like, okay, he might be more.
He's more
negotiable.
Yeah, but I also think he's scared of losing somebody he cares about.
That could also be.
That's got to be like a fear of like if you're in love with somebody, you don't want to lose them.
Right.
So that's probably a big reason. Not that that's right though. Like I see what you're saying. When you're in a relationship, Alex, if you're listening, you have to set boundaries. Like it's somebody that you're with is not gonna leave you because of that. Like they might be angry in the moment, but they're gonna respect you more after that. They'll get over it.
Yeah, if someone really wants to be with you, they're willing to talk and negotiate.
100%, and it'll be healthier afterwards, because like back into the psychology thing, like women want you to take command and control and lead, and by you saying I don't appreciate this, please don't do this again, like that's creating respect for them of like, oh, like he's like in control, like he wants to, I don't know how to explain it, but just basically like that's like a masculine thing to do for like to a girl, is to put your foot down and say I don't appreciate this, like please don't do this right now or we're gonna have an issue. That's a boundary, and that's healthy. Boundaries are healthy to set from both sides. So like I think, yeah, in my theory, he's probably just, I don't know.
What about, are you more long-term relationship type deal, or have yours been like shorter stints?
Shorter stints, but not as short as yours. And it was the same issue for me. When I was younger, shorter, and the girl would lose interest in me. And they would, it was never like they would like straight up like break up with me, but it would just dissolve.
Low-key fizzle.
And it'd be like mutual. But it was them like losing interest because of what I was doing. But then after, it was like, I don't know, 6 months to 8 months would be my relationship time. And then I would lose interest and I would break up with them. This has happened for the last like 5 or 6 years, maybe a little longer, where I have that like 6 to 8 months. Then I'm like, this is becoming a
Yeah, I
burden.
kind of remember like when you started dating that one girl a few years back.
It's great.
It was
for a
great.
while.
And then you're just like,
And she was fine. Like she was in the relationship, no problem. Like you would, on paper, a guy would be like, man, this is the girlfriend I want. It was all about the attraction. And I think that, this is going to sound like shitty, I think that she was too easy. There was no challenge. Not like, I don't mean sexually, obviously. I mean like emotionally. There was no challenge. Everything that, I don't know, like I said or did or whatever, there was no like, hey, can we do this instead? Or hey, it was just like, I don't know. She was way too
passive.
Yeah. And that became boring. You know what I mean? Like I got bored, I think, and I was like, ugh, like this is, I don't want this anymore. Bored, and then I lost attraction. Which for that's been an issue for me. Like I lose attraction after like 6 months. I'm just like, what's the next thing? I know that sounds shitty, but it's just like how it is. However, with my current girlfriend, I will, like, honest to God, although we're still, you consider honeymoon phase, like the attraction is higher than it's been with like other women ever. Like I'm more attracted to her physically and emotionally, which I think is very beneficial in
I
relationships.
think that's definitely I'd say a foundation.
Do you think that's part of your issue too? Is your physical attraction is like it starts out high and then it's like I'm just curious.
Yeah, I would say that. But the one girl I dated before Maho, it was kind of the same thing as your last one. Like on paper, things were fine. We had like one issue. It was my fault. She brought it up. I was like, yeah, I acknowledge that. And that was like, it wasn't even an issue. It was just like, it was a mature misunderstanding. And things were cool. And like all my friends liked her. She was very nice. She wasn't batshit crazy. But I was just like, in my garage one day, I was just like, dude, I just don't want this anymore.
You break up with her in person?
No.
Text?
I was a shitbag about it.
Ooh.
I was a shitbag about it.
But I don't know. Some people say like, I have a controversial take on that. Like sometimes I think it's better over like text.
I think it depends.
It can hurt way if it's a long term, then yeah, person. But if it's short, it can be almost healthier to do it over text.
Because I did break up this one girl in person, and then she like walked off into the woods, and I was like, okay.
You feel like
okay,
shit, dude.
I felt like shit, and I was
felt
like,
like shit.
look, we don't need to drag this out. Like, can we just?
Yeah.
This
Aw.
sucks. Like it. I don't enjoy doing this.
No, I cried when I broke up with my ex.
Yeah.
Like while talking to her, and I felt like such a fucking asshole. Like I was like, oh, I was like, you're fine and I suck. I'm
Like,
sorry.
it's not enjoyable for either party.
And because there was no reason in her eyes that, and then I started to get accused of cheating and all this shit, which I don't appreciate, but at the same time I kind of understand.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why would I break up with you?
Yeah. To her, it's like, well, there has to be some other
Mhm.
reason.
I was
What
great
is
to
it?
you. Like, yeah. Like, why would you break up with me? So I get it. I'm always fascinated by people like you, like your past, because you're like way more reserved and you don't really talk about it that much. So I find it fascinating to like get in your head about these things too. I always find that interesting. That's why I'm like a pry. It's
I like doing the same thing with other people. I like peeking into people's past.
100%.
Especially like on things like relationships, because when you're in one, I think if you're not extremely close with that person, and even if you are, you might not spill a lot of the tea, but when you're out of it, you kind of have you feel more comfortable spilling the tea, and that's things that makes it fascinating. 'Cause
Yeah.
You just see surface level stuff most of the time, but like you told me, I just learned that you really didn't have a problem with her. You just kind of got bored, and I just find that interesting.
Yeah. But like, what's the difference? Like, why do some people, why are they so good at committing and I'm not? It's like hard for me to stay committed emotionally. I'm just like, like I want to do my own thing. Like I don't want to invest the time now. Like now I want to go and do what I want to do, and you're becoming a burden. to me. Like, you want to call me after I worked and I did my martial arts at the time.
Mm.
And instead of thinking like, oh, this is great, my girlfriend wants to talk to me, it's like, oh, I'm fucking exhausted. Like, I just want to go home and relax. So it became like a burden. And that started to create that cycle of like, oh, I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're just like, it becomes a chore.
But with Maho, that was different. I don't think that you wanted that. Just tell me if I'm wrong. You didn't. I don't know if you wanted that one to end like that. She kind of
No,
withdrew.
I would say she withdrew. I didn't want to, but like, I woke up one morning and she was just like out of it. And it's been going on for a couple of days. She's like,
You can tell.
was not. Yeah, I knew,
yeah.
and I was just like, okay, like let's just end this here. There's no need to
So did
go on
you
anymore.
say it or did she say
I
it?
brought it up, but I think she was like at that point already. So I'd say it was more so her end, but fairly mutual.
How long were you with her?
Over a year.
See, now that's interesting.
That's like that's the only relationship I've been in that has been longer than 3 months.
So I have a guess, but like, what was it about her that was different? I know like there was, so what I was going to say was like the long distance might have made it easier on you in a way. 'Cause you
Easier and harder at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Long distance, high key blows.
So the attraction grows in space. Do you think that happened as well?
I think that could be part of it, yeah. And
Come on, tell her right now. If she's
you listening,
I miss you.
please take me back. She was like really down to earth and nice and
Like, cool.
like appreciative. My friends liked her because most of the girls that I have dated, aside from Jenna, the one before Maho, none of my friends liked. My brothers didn't like. And I would just, well, most, not all, but most. And that's like a big red flag that I would ignore because I was like, oh, I like this person.
So obviously she's great.
Yeah.
You
So
guys
I
are
think
wrong.
people close to you, their opinions really do matter in relationships. And they can pick up on things that you can't because you got those rose-colored glasses on and you're looking past any minor red flags. Unless it's a huge red flag, you're really just blowing off those minor ones. But all my friends liked her. My parents liked her. My brother liked her. She got along with people. She was really nice. I found her attractive. I'm like, this is fine.
So just, I don't know. I think I didn't know her, but from what I can assume, she was very sweet and genuine,
Yeah, she was like very appreciative.
which is not common, and unfortunately, in American women, if we're just being honest. It's
Yeah, and
yeah.
I low-key feel incel's a bad word, but and misogyny is a bad word too.
I think incel is a little misconstrued.
But there's this subreddit called Passport Bros. Have you heard about being a passport bro?
You only date foreign women?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard like not that term, but I know what you're talking about. I've heard people talk about it.
Basically, it's like you date foreign women because anyone who's into this sees Western women. They're just kind of assholes. Like
If we're gonna be
they
honest,
want too much.
attention, whores.
Yeah, and like low key,
A lot
I
of
kind of agree with it.
Not all of them.
But
You got to be careful here.
I mean, yeah,
This is
not
like
all.
we're bordering
So,
like
yes.
misogynistic territory.
You don't want to go down that path. Not all.
But don't
at all.
sugarcoat it because it's true.
But I would say some do a good amount. And I know I don't have a lot of experience dating foreign women, but the one I did date, we lasted a year. And the Western women that I dated, 3 months. Now, some of those were my fault, 100%. But some of them also weren't my fault.
But I'm sure you noticed vast differences in the way that she interacted with you compared to like with other people, social media and everything, like compared to Western women. Like
Yeah.
like I'm sure she was more feminine, so like sweet. I don't know like the word used, but like just more like, I don't know, girly and like sweet and caring,
Yeah, kind of.
nurturing. Western women are like kind of. Yeah, like
Girl I
it's
dated
a
was
lot
like-
of
one girl I dated was a straight up asshole to me most of the
Yeah.
time. It like pissed me off. Crazy.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is with Western women. But you're right. Like I see, not all of them. Like there's definitely some sweet ones out there, but they're just kind of like, I don't know. They want validation at all times from every source they can get it from. And they smoke, they drink, they swear, they're pirates. You know what I mean? Like, bitch, you a pirate. You
I'm
ain't
a pirate, Yarg.
like,
I don't mind if like you smoke or drink. Of course, excess is always.
I don't want a
not
girl
great.
that goes to the. I'm not trying to be misogynistic here. I'm just, this is my preference. Like, you guys can do whatever you want. Like, there's dudes out there that are fucking straight up thought trash assholes.
Yeah.
Like, just pieces of shit.
Just dick bags.
So the same thing goes for women or for men that I'm saying about women. Like, 100%. There's douchebags all over the fucking place. But like, I don't want a girl that goes to the club on the weekends. That will instantly turn me off. Personally.
If it's like occasional, I don't mind.
There is no-
If it's like an every weekend thing, I'm like, oh,
Okay, once in a great while, maybe. But there's okay. What do you think? Let's just
you don't
paint
go
a
to-
picture.
You most of the time go to clubs to get ogled.
Why would you
pick
go to a
people up,
club?
right?
You're
like, the whole
drinking.
Point.
You're around single men looking for sex. You're with your friends. Like, there's nothing good happening. Instead of going to the club, why not go to like a fucking, I don't know, sports, I don't know, do something different. Club is for something specific. People go to clubs to pick up, like, and hook up with people a lot of times.
Now, when you say clubs, are you more so referring to like the club atmosphere, or like what do you think about like a bar?
Bar different, but the club atmosphere is like the dancing and like
Loud ass.
loud,
music.
like everybody's close together,
Okay, I
like drinking
gotcha.
that shit. Like, I don't want a girl that does that. If they go to the bar with their friends once in a while, that's fine. But there's just nothing good that comes from men and women drinking with other single men and women. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a respect thing. I think in relationships you have to give up things and compromise. That's just part of being in a relationship. Like, I have to give up things. Like, if I'm with a girl, why would I have a close woman friend? That's disrespectful to my relationship. Like, you can have association and stuff, but if it's like I don't know, if it's like a work thing, then yeah. But
Yeah, like if you had a close woman friend that you were really close with before the relationship that like came over to your place and you hung out and
that has to
played
stop.
games and shit, like yeah, that would make me uncomfortable.
It's just out of
If
respect.
the roles were switched.
Yeah, you can just tell them like, look, like I just want to be respectful to my partner. But I'm curious too. I forgot about like Maho. So like the mistakes that I made with when I was younger with the girls that left me, was I was too clingy, and I think emotionally invested, and that came off obvious. Like, I was too like, oh, my baby, like, you know, cringe shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's what caused their loss of attraction for me. I was a little too emotional. What do you think your mistakes were?
I think that was most likely a factor.
So like when she was acting like a little like weird, did you like message her and like ask her like, hey, is everything okay? Like, what's wrong? You ever do stuff like that?
Yeah, sometimes.
See,
And I think
that's the problem. That's one thing that's
hindered
not
it.
good. Mm-hmm. Or did you like, if she wasn't answering you, did she ever like not answer and ignore? Or leave you on red or
Sometimes,
something?
but I'm not like a double texter type person.
Neither am I,
Like,
so that's
if,
good.
If it gets like left unopened, I'm like, well, the ball's in your court.
So what do you, this is good to talk about because then we can avoid these in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would you do
But I'd
differently?
say I would be less clingy because that can be like really overbearing on a person
Mm-hmm.
without you having the introspect to see that.
What's your version, like, when you say clingy, like, what do you mean by that? Like, what was your version of clingy?
Not
What do you
like
think you did that was clingy? Just, like, too, I don't know, like, complimentary?
maybe, I don't know. I'd have to like look through messages, but
Don't, because you'll hate yourself like I do.
slippery slope. Probably some of that, and like maybe like wanting to call more so because when you're in a long distance relationship, the only really communication you're gonna have is calling.
And if you care somebody, you want to
Right,
talk
and
to them.
but also we were in different time zones by
Yeah.
12 hours. So
I always forget
when
that.
I was asleep, she was awake. When she was asleep, I was awake. So that was hard.
Yeah. Man, I feel bad for you, like, because that's like when you meet somebody, and you're happy with them and you're with them for so long, like, why would you want that to end? Like, who does? Like, I want to rekindle that.
Right, but
Do you think that that's like over with and done forever?
yeah, probably.
Damn it.
I mean, we're not on.
I mean, it is
we're
what
not
it
on
is.
bad terms by any means. Like we still have a snap streak. That's really it. Just it's like send a snap, keep the streak type deal. But bad. I wouldn't say we're on bad terms at all.
So when you go to Japan in October, are you gonna hit her up and hang out?
Maybe I'll be like, hey, you want
Totally
to
should.
grab a coffee or something? I
Tell
don't know.
her, but make sure you tell her like there's like no intention. Just like
Right,
hey, just
just
like
catch up. How
catch
you
up.
doing?
yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Well, I'll just see
You
how it is.
hope she's not watching this.
I doubt it.
I just don't know it exists. I can if you want to like I don't know get her more like not back but like maybe. How do I explain this?
Well, the thing with it was that was a part of it, but there were also other hurdles in the way. So, like with a long distance relationship, obviously,
Very long distance.
someone has to move somewhere if you want it to continue. I wouldn't mind going to Japan, but the issue is I don't have a college degree, so that makes it significantly harder for me. And maybe she doesn't want to come to the U.S., which I don't blame her. I don't want to fucking be here either.
Didn't she want to at the time? I remember you saying maybe.
Yeah, she did say like she wants to be a nurse in America, but I'm like, don't do that. It sucks
Damn you.
here.
See, so she's like, come on over.
But it's like, would that person be happy here? Like, you have to leave your whole family behind. It's not an easy thing to do to just pick
Yeah.
up your shit and go. You have no friends, no family.
Then no familiarity with.
Right. So you
Culture.
have to be really, really mentally on point to do something like that. That's probably one of the biggest hurdles. It's like, okay, well, where do you see this in 3 years? Are we still 6,000 miles apart, or is something changing? So I think that is definitely was a factor in it.
That sucks. I'm just fascinated by it because I never really asked you these questions about it.
I never thought I would ever get in a long distance relationship. I was so against it for a long time.
I didn't think I was going to get in a relationship in general at all.
I didn't either.
I didn't.
You were so like, fuck no.
100%. And like I even was like, the point was not to get into a relationship. If you know what I mean, like this
Yeah.
was not, but that was understood. It wasn't like I was lying. Like this was understood at the beginning. I don't know. I guess there's certain people have certain traits that you're like, oh, this is nice.
You just kind of click with them.
Because there was other women that I met up with,
like
like
the one that's right up in your face. I think that's so funny. She's right up in your face. Breath reeks of alcohol.
and
Just like, just shit face plastered. And you're
She
just like,
threw
"God,
up.
She threw up.
I didn't tell you that. She threw up.
No.
She threw up.
Not a great first impression.
Nope. On the floor.
On the floor?
Yep. And I'm pretty sure there was chicken nuggets in there.
Oof.
No joke. I could make out like half a chicken nugget. Like I'm being that serious. It looked like a chewed up chicken nugget. I almost asked her like, "What'd you eat?"
That's not a good first impression.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like you meet up with like people and you're just like, not this one. Not this one. And then you're like, oh, something about this one I like. I just find that fascinating. But like relationships, I don't know. Like I'm in one now, so like yes, I am committed right now at the moment. But like if you asked me before, like it's a lot. It is because you have a person you're not responsible for, but like you are, like emotionally, you have to give them time and invest. Like that's an investment. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it continues to grow and grow and grow. It's I don't like fathom it. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, oh, I have a girlfriend. I should probably text this girl. And she'll tell me about that. Like she's like, where'd you go for like 4 hours or so? I was like, oh,
I don't fucking
I
know.
just kind of like forgot that like this is real. Like I'm just like, it's nothing against you. It's just not something I'm used to. So it's interesting. But like I don't know. I'm happy that I made the mistakes I did in the past because a lot of guys don't make them until they're older and are married, and then the marriage falls apart and shit happens. And nobody knows why. These guys don't know why. Now I wish that men understood women, and I wish that women understood men and why things happen the way they do, because they could avoid a lot of turmoil.
They could.
And it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, circling back to the point of making the mistakes. Yeah, I am really glad about all like the mistakes that I've made, the things that I've noticed that I don't like, so I can look for that in the next one. to avoid any of the bullshit that you've had to put up with in the past.
Yeah. And no more long distance relationships for you. Although you might want an Asian girlfriend.
It's not
gonna-
in the plan
not
at the
gonna-
moment. Long distance hikey sucks.
Get on Tinder in Japan. Then you're going to end up falling. Oh, don't do that.
Right, that's a horrible idea.
I've been guilty of that shit too. I'm like, I don't really like you.
I mean, when I am over there in October, of course I'm going to get on it, just scroll around.
Ooh. Nope, I can't say that on camera because we'll talk about that on camera. I don't know. It's just you just can't be super like emotional and clingy with them. You got to let them chase you. Is the point. They don't want you to chase. It's just I don't know. I watch like a lot of stuff and I read a lot of stuff on like this is not like just coming out of my ass.
You need to go full robot mode like me around. Except when
Yeah.
I get in a relationship, like low-key turn off the robot mode. So
You're
maybe I
like,
need
oh my
to,
bookie baby boos are
I
love
need
you
to
so much.
emphasize the robot
Which
mode.
is fine. You're just like, I don't know, like as a guy, like you love your girlfriend. Like you want to show them. But you have to control it to an extent to be aware. I hope my girlfriend never watches this because she's gonna kill me. I love you. But you do you it's for their benefit as well. Because if you want a happy, healthy relationship, like you have to balance the dynamic.
And it's like too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
Mhm.
If you eat, I really love Heggy's chocolate. Having one Heggy's, I'm like, fuck yeah, this was great. 2, still great. Going on 10, I'm like, oh fuck.
But still good.
Yeah, it's still good.
It's
But, like,
Heggy's
the more,
chocolate we're
the
talking
more
about.
you have, you're just like, oh Jesus Christ, I never want to eat this again.
Yeah.
So if you shower someone in compliments, then that becomes normal.
Yeah. And then it's not gonna hit as hard.
Right, it has no impact anymore.
And it's like, oh, here he goes again, or here she goes again. Like I heard this 1,000 times. Yeah. So you gotta. I hate the game though. I just don't like playing the game. It's a game.
Sucks. It's so.
What's your
fucking
favorite color? Do you have a dad? I don't have a dad.
stupid.
Wow.
What do you like to do for fun?
I hate that shit. And that I don't like girls that I have to do that with.
Starting off in a relationship and like getting to know someone sucks.
Hmm?
It sucks so bad.
It's superficial and mundane
Right. It's
and predictable.
I feel like you're walking on eggshells.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put on a performance.
It's a mating dance, 100%. Just like a fucking peacock goes boom, fucking flares his colorful feathers.
Stupid fucking bird.
Yeah, that's us. Or the boob bird that does the boom, boom.
Mm.
That thing. The boob bird.
What are those called?
Starts with the F. I forget. Just the
I can't
boob. It's the
remember.
boob bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mating dance. As humans, man, I like talking about this. It's just something I'm fascinated by. We forget that we are animals. That we have complex things that we do that all animals do, like literal mating dances. It's our own version of it. Like, what facade can I put on to attract this mate to procreate with me and commit to me? And that's how that's what it is. It's interesting. I don't know.
It is interesting.
Human beings are
it's
fascinating.
It's just fucking exhausting and annoying.
Oh yeah, and we forget I don't know. We're very primal. Like we can't get rid of our limbic system. And everything is driven by our biology and our limbic system and our parasympathetic nervous system and our sympathetic nervous system. And that's it. And then we have these complex thoughts mixed in and it's confusing.
And it fucks everything up.
100% fucks it up because we don't know what we're doing.
Because then you want to date girls that are 5'3" and they want guys that are 6 foot.
They're lying to you. They think they do. They're lying.
Do you think the guys are lying?
About what?
If I say I want to date a girl who's like 5'2", I think I'm lying.
Yes and no. I think that if you met somebody that was 5'4", you wouldn't give a shit.
Probably not. Yeah.
But now,
it's not
Big
like I would
Bird-
bust out the tape measure and
That's
be
what I'm
like,
saying.
what the fuck?
Like like girls and guys, preferences are totally surface value. Like surface, you know what I mean? Like face value. Like don't take it for face value. Like it's if you say you want a girl that's 5 feet tall, and somebody perfect and pretty comes along that's 5'5", I guarantee you don't give a shit that they're not 5 feet tall. Doesn't even cross your mind. So it's bullshit. And no girl wants a dad bod. No girl wants your fucking fat, sweaty, hairy ass.
I don't get why people say that. Like,
Because
why
it makes
would
them. Oh, what's this theory called? This is a mating theory. I forget the name of this. This is like a legitimate. What do you
Does it
think?
make them feel more like superior in a way, or
That's a good guess.
That's the best they can do, and that they cling on to you because if you're gone, they don't want to let you go.
You're on the right track. I mean, it falls into those lines in a way. It's the theory that it's not even like a theory. I'm pretty sure it's like, okay, we understand this. I'm trying to put this in like terms that even I can like understand saying. It's not hard, and my brain's just fucking dead from today. If they get in a relationship, it's basically they have less. Okay, so a lot of insecure women will date a guy that has that dad bod feature because there's less competitors to steal the man away. So it makes them feel more secure. So like you're saying, more security, like, you know what I mean? Like the more comfortable, they feel more secure and comfortable with somebody that has less competitors trying to steal that away. But confident women, this is a fun thing, women that have high self-esteem will avoid that body because they want women to want their man, because that makes their man more valuable and high status. So their mate is more select. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Like, they're higher up on the status. So like women that are confident and don't have like mental health issues will go after fit men. But women that are, and this is like legitimate studies done on this. I'm misconstruing the words a little bit, but like women that are insecure or have cluster B or cluster C personality disorders, that could be antisocial personality disorder, avoidant attachment style personality disorder, like borderline, all this stuff. They go after men that would have less competitors because they feel insecure. So that helps them. Fun fact.
I mean, that, like, it makes sense.
I said like 8,000 things the same way.
I was trying to like compare that to like a car. You could drive like a really nice car, and then you like when people look at it, noggle it. You're confident in your car. But if you drive a shit box, you're like, nobody wants my shit box. No one's gonna come take this shit box.
No one's gonna take it away from me. So yeah, I feel secure. No one's gonna steal this. I can leave it unlocked.
Who's breaking into this fucking car?
Yeah, this is mine. But those women would take advantage of those guys because those guys know that this woman is most likely physically out of their league, but not emotionally. But so they'll bend over backwards and do anything to keep that woman. That's where that, because the boundaries, you know what I mean? This is important. You have to be a man. I don't know. I hate the whole like, we like feminine guys movement. No, you don't. You don't. Like, you don't know this, but you do know this. You don't want that. You don't want somebody to fucking, I'm not gonna shit on you. Pay like earrings, like daily, like for real. Like they don't want like the feminine features, like painted nails, earrings. I don't know, like high pitched voice. Like they don't want that. Like they don't want somebody that's, oh my god, like you're so pretty. Like they don't like. That's not what they want, but they'll say they do.
I mean, it kind of tracks in the opposite direction as well. Like, would you want to date a girl who has my haircut, is built fairly similar to me,
and has the same voice as you?
Wears just, I mean, jeans, and there's nothing wrong with jeans and t-shirt, but like skate shoes, jeans and t-shirt,
and a blazer.
Yeah, and a blazer.
Yes, this is mine.
So yeah,
cringe video.
I feel like most guys don't want that.
No, I gotta show you this because when I brought up that
The blazer. What is your
you.
background? I've been curious. It looks pleasant. It is pleasant. It's very pleasant.
I love looking at it.
It's aesthetic as fuck. I like it.
This thing gonna make you hurt. It's blowing up on Twitter.
You know what's pissing me off?
What?
The Hawk 2 thing.
I hate that fucking thing. It's not funny.
It's not.
And the people that like it are cringe. The guys that are sharing it are like, ugh. It's just not my thing.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Go ahead. This type.
Secret product in the trench. Secret product in the trench. New friend green and a sneaky link. New friend green and a sneaky link. Fake 10 hands in a hoop. Fake 10 hands in a hoop.
Nightmare. blunt rotation.
Gen Z
What? Like, what are they doing?
Being cringe.
That is cringe.
No fucking idea, but like people are shitting on them. Something crazy. It's like, ooh, the caption on that. You see the caption?
Wouldn't.
I wouldn't tell anyone. And they're like, I bet 4 is a freak in the sheets. And they're going crazy. I don't know, just like that. I think they're making fun of them because they're like the Starbucks, like Taylor Swift, like white women.
Yeah, typical.
Yeah.
Like,
It just makes me hurt. Like, I don't know. I bet they're healthy in relationships, but I don't know. It's just cringy to me. But they're blowing up on Twitter. I find that fascinating. Like the Hawk Tuah girl. That's interesting that why? Why was that such a big deal?
I don't know. People cling to the weirdest things and just run with it.
And it must be like everybody else is doing it. Haha. This is funny.
Then you go, well, did you see this video that everyone else likes?
Yeah. Hawk Tuah spit on that thing was all it took.
And now she's popular as fuck.
Well, let me
and
say,
most likely making money.
ladies, it's not that simple. You can't just fucking. There's more involved here. Okay, it's not that impressive. Wow, she just fucking hawked a loogie
So
on my.
now,
Okay.
Oh, that's gross.
Imagine if you had a bitch that did like Zeners, like or dip, and she fucking right on your fucking shit.
Fucking chaw on your dick.
Ugh.
Blech.
Get a Copenhagen job or something like that. Like,
Maybe it'd feel like minty, like
Ooh. Ooh.
cooling.
Imagine that getting in the tip.
That would be so painful.
Ow. See, that's what like fucking hillbillies like. This is what like
Pack of chaw.
like West Virginia like mountain men like. Yeah, pack a chaw on my fucking shaft, bitch. Get over
So
here.
gross.
I'm gonna spit in my urethra.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that one blew up. Like you're saying, like random things catch wind.
It's unpredictable.
I find that interesting. What are we at 9:30?